Hi, welcome back to this channel. Hello, how are you? I am hot right now actually. I didn't realize how hot it was until I sat down to this video. I don't know when the last time I posted. I actually filmed this bit a while ago, but it was shit and my script was messy. Here I am again with a revised script that I will hopefully stick to and get through with ease. I just literally finished editing it for like 3 hours straight. So I'm a little mushy, but hopefully it's still fresh and we can get through this in a preferably short amount of time. So you know, kind of like how I was with zines, when you see something on social media that leads you down a path of obsession and dropping $500? I'm sorry, Mom and Dad. Not really. I'm not sorry. But like dropping currently $500, and yeah, I know that probably sounds like thinking about it out loud or saying it out loud. It doesn't sound like a lot compared to like the trend that was happening. I think like 5-6 years ago, when everyone was like, be like, oh, I spent $1,000 on something, whatever. No, I only spent $500 currently, and that's a lot to me. If you look at the Google form that I will be including in the description below, I have all the prices listed at the very top to like figure out my possible title for this video. So I'm really like exposing myself here, but it's okay because I don't mind. What am I going to talk about today? These plush dolls, doll plushies, dolls with interchangeable clothes, cotton dolls, and or 10, 15, 20 centimeter dolls. I kind of want to call them chibi dolls. Appear to be a Asian product, specifically in China and Korea, based on my research that I have unfortunately fallen in love with. Fallen in love? Disclaimer, as always, one, I'm going to be reading my script most of the time. I will try not to, but it might just come out like that, so if I'm looking down a lot, I apologize. But aside from that, disclaimer one, these could also be a Japanese product. Same with other Asian countries. My research led me to find these dolls more in China and Asia, especially on like the social medias and stuff like that. So this might explain where these might have originated from. If they are big in Japan, please educate me in the comments below, or even in general about this topic that I may misstate or miskey / extra information on while making this video. Most importantly, I am in the US and English is the only language I can read fluently. So that limits my sources by a lot, so based on like for research at least. And this will also limit my recommendations for online shops where you can buy these babies. So keep that in mind. I will restate that again later in the video. Another thing as well, I thought about this while making this whole entire video, but watching me be like the most ignorant person about this, like watch this already be like a known thing in the anime community, and I'm just not a part of that anymore. I'm not actively like searching out anime information. So like you may be more knowledgeable about this on me, so pardon my ignorance on that. What are these plushies and what makes them so special? These soft, high quality, embroidered, firmly soft plushies of our beloved anime characters in chibi form can come naked or can get naked. This is nothing freaky like those body pillows unless you make it to be. They are not, but are similar to the common anime character plushies you see at Hot Topic, GameStop, conventions, and wherever else you buy them now. I don't really like buy anime plushies anymore because they are not that cute to me. They feel low quality, but because these are naked, you can dress them up in a variety of outfits, from baby clothes to sweetwear to kimonos to maid outfits, and even like if you are freaky, if you want to get freaky, there's lingerie too. So they have variety. But imagine taking a cute chibi Levi and putting him in a maid outfit with his bitching bitch face and letting him live out his cleaning fantasies. Like, bro, that's so fucking cute. If you love dressing up baby dolls, or used to love dressing up baby dolls, and or like other Western dolls, and you want anime equivalent, this is it. If you aren't sold on that, if you love Nandroid dolls, you will probably like these. These are like another equivalent in the anime community. But if you don't know what Nandroid dolls are, they're basically like the Nandroids, which you can see right there, my little Tatara. They're basically Nandroid dolls, but like on a little bit bigger of a scale. The similarities they both have, the plushies and the Nandroid dolls, is that they both have cute expressions, can be dressed in a variety of outfits, and they can easily be carried around with you to incorporate into your day-to-day life. Some differences though between these guys is that the Nandroid dolls have face plates, so you can change them out for a variety of different expressions, and the Nandroid dolls can also be posed. These plushies are plushies. Some people open them up and add like some joint ball stuff into them, but they usually don't come with like the joint. So here's the sad news. Not really sad, it could be getting better as these get more exposure, but these are somewhat rare and hard to come by, so if you're not aware of them and not actively seeking them out, you may never like come by them. I mean, obviously you're in this video, but like if you want to know kind of like the full story, there's not like a big story to it. You can go watch my unboxing of mainly the Zoros, the Bulgy, and yeah, that's those three, and me dressing them up. So if you're interested in that video will be posted after this one. I'll link it below and in the corner above. But why are these dolls more niche compared to Nandroid dolls? Reason number one, these are mainly still a Asian produced item slash niche. So the origin for these could be that they're based off or a branch of K-pop idol dolls. So meaning the origins probably from South Korea, and they appear to only be made in China and Korea. They may be made in Japan and other countries as well as like a custom or people who make them like their own stuff. This can vary from like a big bulk order perspective, mainly in China and Korea. And so I have found the actual website, I think. If they're not scammy or weird, I may have found the actual websites for the Chinese manufacturers where you can simply submit an image and they create it for you. I've talked and saw Asian-based like online stores that say they have China / Hong Kong manufacturers that do their bulk orders / custom orders, and there's also standalone creators who do make the customs, but they are still based in Asia. For the consumer community, the people that are posting about them the most, from what I have seen, is Chinese and Korean accounts. There are some Japanese. Again, take all what I say with a grain of salt. So these accounts are dedicated to just the plushies that are collecting and or selling the dolls and or the clothes. There is that language barrier that makes it difficult to Google, therefore to find these anime characters that is in a different country. So if you don't know like Chinese and Korean, you can't easily like search these people up. If you aren't actively seeking them out, you may never find these accounts unless, thank God to the algorithm and stuff, but social media algorithms and bilingual friends or like bilingual online sellers are able to bring this content to us, hence how I found this stuff. Number two, as to why these may be so difficult to find, is that they don't have a unique title or name to go by. So at the beginning I said a list of things, right? So like cotton dolls, plushie dolls, doll plushies, etc. These items, these products can be called / marketed as any of those. Cotton dolls make the most sense because they are plushies, they are squishy and soft, that you can dress up, hence the doll part. But it's still a very broad term. Even if you put anime plushie dolls, you are not going to get exact results. Hence why this is important, because this will either make it easier or harder to find them. If they are marketed with different titles, there is more work to Google to make sure you cover all the bases if the results vary. So what are they called in Asia then? There could be a term for these products that they go by in Korea and China because they are made there / more popular there, or they could just be calling them as they are, like me calling them plush dolls. So for example, if you look at the like dolls and the hashtags on Instagram and Twitter, you will see like some hashtags be in like Chinese or Korean characters. So for example, we have this one that translates to cotton doll. I don't know if that symbol or this phrase is supposed to be a standalone, this is trademarked for cotton dolls to represent this. There's also one for Chinese, or not Chinese, for Korean as well that says 20 centimeters, this symbol, which translates to 20 centimeter doll. If you are a Asian based fan, if you are Chinese or Korean, educate me, let me know if you do have a phrase or not, if it's one of these or something else. This kind of feeds back into point one. Unless you can read / understand Chinese, Korean, Japanese, Malaysian, anything. Plus there's a lot of other factors in this. You're going to have a hard time finding and ultimately getting these, even if you copy and paste the words into Google. I did that, and trust me, you can maybe find them, but the process to get them is so difficult. Somewhat. I'm sure there are people who are like even more tech savvy than me and have gone to lengths to do that stuff, but as a person who doesn't have money nor the time and would rather go for the convenience of what I do know. For point 3 as to why these may be more hard to come by, these items are not under a big company slash team slash distributing company. So unlike Nandroid dolls, I'm gonna mention them again because they're very much kind of, again, similar products. They have their differences, but they are very similar. But Nandroid dolls strive and are successful because they are under Good Smile Company. These dolls don't have, unlike the Nandroid dolls, a, again, brand slash trademark name, the budget, the massive team for design, financing slash marketing, production, shipment, the already there and loyal audience, etc, everything else. And this all can affect the exposure and success of these items. Nandroid is a custom, trademarked, original name that is something easy to Google and find immediate results of. It also helps that they are sold on a reliable, in English, for in new condition website. And in general, like, Good Smile Company is a powerhouse in producing good quality items such as figures, Nandroid, now adding in the Nandroid dolls that have been around for a long time. So they have the money and the people, therefore they have the customers. And now they have the international customers because they opened up a separate international website, therefore removing the language barrier, as I had mentioned in the first point. And this will therefore help increase exposure and gaining more revenue because they have the credibility. People can read and understand what exactly they're getting and can buy official merch safely. All of this kind of combines, in theory, why you don't see these more. But also, in general, these items are made in small batches already, because if you miss the window spot to get them, you might have a hard time getting them afterwards. Now to get into the real meat of the video, or probably the thing you're most interested in, if I have already sold you on these, the second you saw them, but the shopping stuffs. Reminder again, as I say in the beginning of this video, I am in the US, therefore my knowledge on where and how to shop is limited to what I have access slash can find in the US and in English. If you live elsewhere, your search for these babies may be different, harder, or the same. It is up to you to do that research. I always recommend that, even in general, even if I think my research is like the best, which I don't think it ever will be, but even if I think I have confidence I've covered all the bases, I always recommend, especially here for like in Europe, South America, Canada, Australia, I always recommend to do your research, because no matter how much I research, I don't live elsewhere and I don't have the time, energy to research everything else to fill in the bases. I would love to, but I cannot. This kind of goes back to point 2 about why these dolls may be so niche. Best phrase to search. If there is not a phrase they go under, what is the best phrase to search? So for when it comes to shopping or just searching in general, if you're interested, the best, not perfect, phrase to use for good results is anime 20cm dolls. The 20 can be interchangeable. Or if you're looking for a certain anime character, I would recommend insert character name right there, 20cm doll. And then you should go from there. And the 20cm refers to the doll's height. It goes from like 10 to 15 to 20 centimeters. There are like 40 and 60, but I have not gone to that realm, nor am I interested, because that sounds like its own beast. Decide on what height you're wanting or what height you're getting, because it'd be obviously easy to search. I go with 20 centimeters the most because they are like a good middle ground. They are still a good body size to shop for. There is more clothes available for the 20cm dolls. The details are better. You can cuddle with them. They're pretty a good substantial size. 10 is going to be easier to travel with if you're like that kind of thing. If you're like a Nandroid user, if you want this, 10 is probably the easiest to travel for. Note, 20cm are easier to shop for when it comes to clothes. 10cm are hard. Like for Zoro, like for baby Zoro, difficult. I just now bought an outfit for him. That's not even the right size for him. That's a 15cm outfit. I have not got a 10 one. I just bought one just now recently yesterday. For the US, everyone that's using inches, here's a quick conversion if you don't want to Google it. So 20 centimeters is 8 inches rounding up. 15 is 6 inches and 10 is 4 inches. Note it is better to Google using the centimeters measurement because these are mainly marketed as such. Where to shop? I bought the Zoro up there, the outfit and the Zoro from eBay. I think everything else right now is from Etsy, but eBay does have variety. Etsy has a better experience overall in terms of customer service. Maybe AliExpress. I was not on there a lot because their interface is weird. They're always like switching languages on me. Plus it's just hard to browse. If you like it, do it. I personally have not been there enough, but I do know there is some stuff on there. I wouldn't recommend Amazon unless you possibly switch to one of the Asian countries if you do know the language and can deal with the shipping and stuff. But if you're in the States, the plushies on there will be either more expensive or they're gonna be the basic Hot Topic ones I was talking about that are made of felt. Right now, eBay and Etsy are probably your best shop. If you're even just curious in searching and researching these dolls, it is easier to look them up on the shopping websites compared to Google because again, Google equals mixed results. Here are some tips and small details that you should be looking out for. And in general, if you aren't already, read the description carefully and ask questions. Most of these people are willing to work with you. Definitely on Etsy, as I've said, Etsy have a better experience because you can ask questions and they will work with you, whether it's shipping, design, whatever. Literally, it'd be cool. You'll see what I mean once I go through this list of stuff. Something to keep in mind is clothes. Do not forget clothes, unless you're into that. And like the plushies, you can search, insert doll height here, centimeter, doll clothes. Look that up and you'll easily find clothes, especially if you're on eBay. It usually kind of helps. Unless you're again a 10 centimeter, then you can have troubles. I wish you luck on that. Another point is, even if the dolls are wearing clothes in pictures, it is most likely not gonna come with the clothes, and vice versa. So sometimes you'll even have a doll wearing clothes, but it's really the clothes being advertised. Read carefully and ask questions. If you are looking to get an anime character and you want their like original outfit, see if it's included. So it could either be an add-on option, it could either be a separate listing. And if you don't see it at all, or you can't find it with a different seller, you can ask and or search for it. I would say ask first. So if you're on Etsy, I'm gonna plug someone real quick. So if you're on Etsy and you find TTAGSX, they are really great. The other group that I bought PLUSH. I didn't get the Senko one from them, but everything else I have bought from them. And I highly recommend them. First of all, you will hear me mention them the most throughout this video because I have experience the most with them because I bought the most from them. So for the Anubis boys, I saw them wearing the Egyptian clothes, but they didn't originally come with the clothes. So I just asked them, hey, what's up? Can I like get the clothes with them? And they said yes. And they actually updated the listing to include the clothes. So there's a bunch of options where you can get the doll by themselves, you can get the individual dolls by themselves, you can get the individual doll with their outfit, or you can get both dolls with the outfit, or both dolls with no outfit. So it was great. They did a whole thing. And therefore, don't be scared to ask. But always look out for drop prices or price drops because with the Anubis boys, I think the price originally was like $130, but the price dropped to like $127, which they gave me a refund for, but then it dropped again to like $111 or some shit. So I had to ask for a refund in that turn. So make sure you look out for price drops if that's something that bothers you. Yes, if it's like $1 or $2, I would hope you're not gonna be petty and let it slide by. But if it's like a good substantial, like over $5, over $7, feel free to ask. These people are awesome about that. I've done it where it's even like it was dropping down so much, I was like, just cancel the order and I'll just buy it again. Another thing about clothes I will mention is mix and match them. You will see me do that in my unboxing because of my 10 centimeter doll. As I've said, he's wearing a 15 centimeter outfit, so therefore he's gonna have a lot of leftover clothes because the outfit he is wearing is one part of a 3-piece set, and so those other pieces of clothes are elsewhere, so it's either being used or just in storage until I do get a 15 centimeter doll, or maybe like a doll that could fit into that. It's a great way to also save money. Clothes gets expensive. They're equally sometimes expensive as some of the plushies. Don't be crazy and keep buying more outfits. Another fun thing to keep in mind is there are different body types. And there are different skin types. I have not seen a wide variety of them aside, like you see right here, I only have one guy in the variety of like my white skin guys. But I have seen like some brown skin guys or brown skin like characters, dark skin characters. But for body types, there is the regular, which is the standard and skinny. And then there's chunky and extra chunky. So this whole body type thing is kind of only on TT. I don't really see it on eBay and Etsy. And even on TT, it's kind of like labeled in different terms. So for chunky, it's like pom-pom, and then for extra chunky, it's pom-pom plus. Another thing as well is that the terms like pom-pom or chunky can't be searched or filtered to get what you're looking for. If you're looking for a chunky gojo, you will have to look at the description for that. But that also goes back to checking the description of the plushies, but now also the clothes, because if you get a chunky gojo and you get the wrong clothes size and it doesn't fit a chunky plushie, like in real life, they can be too thick and they're not gonna fit. Which the clothes already is difficult to put on, so like don't make it worse for yourself. Trust me. While you're browsing around on eBay and Etsy, you may see some unfamiliar plushies of characters you don't know, but they are called original dolls on Etsy, usually specifically on TTAGSX, and no attributes dolls on eBay. So these are just completely original character designs made by someone that had them turned into dolls. Unfortunately, it's unclear who the original artist is, but if you don't mind the lack of backstory and think they're just very cute, these are also cute babies to buy. Just remember clothes, but that might be the fun thing about them, because there's no original outfit, you can just dress them up however you want. These are based on the Anubis gods, or on the Egyptian gods. I forgot what this guy's name was, I'll put it on the screen now. But I have Anubis and his little younger brother, and I just thought they were so freaking cool. The design is pretty cool, awesome and top notch, so I just got them on a whim. I have no regrets because they came out so beautiful. Speaking of original, there are some people who can make custom dolls. Whether it's OC or anime characters, they will make them for you. For example, TTAGSX makes customs, and also the separate person who I think is their own team. I don't have to say their name. Again, name on screen now. But they are mainly on Etsy. I think most custom orders are mainly on Etsy. If you don't find or see a character specifically, or even just aren't satisfied with what's available, you can draw or even ask those people to make a commissioned art piece for you. Then they'll make the plushie themselves. TTAG does it a little bit differently, where they have a manufacturer. Also, so-and-so, I'm sorry, I'm gonna call you I guess for now, she also does, or they also does custom clothes as well, which I will probably go through them for my Black Star. Side note, always read their terms and conditions and how the process works. Their commissions can take anywhere from 3 months to longer, so if you can't wait that long, I would recommend not doing them, but if you can and you're excited, then go for it. For doll designs, you can go like for when you're customizing or for when you're just looking and browsing. Some dolls, or kind of most dolls I feel like, have like small special design qualities to them or special additions to them that make them extra cute. So for example, there could be animal features such as ears and or a tail. They can either be detachable with a band or magnet for the ears, and for the tail it could either be a magnet or a button. Most of the time the ears aren't detachable though, so make sure you read the description, and there may be no tail. You can see my Zoro back there, he has like little ears, he's supposed to be a little puppy. This one came with like bunny ears and stuff. They can have like paw prints or paw patterns on their arms and feet. Additional designs on the body can be like tattoos, scars, little nips, belly buttons, and a little pattern on the bum. When it comes to designing a custom character, this can really make it personal for you, whether it's OC or anime character. For example, I am designing, or I did design a Luffy and a Black Star plushie, and for Black Star I went all out, including like tiny things, like including his soul design. Symbols represents his soul menace attack, and the stars everywhere, so his signature like star birthmark. I have like little star nips on above his feet, you can put stars. So I went all out, and that's where you can go all out too on your designs. I will say all these extras are going to make the doll more expensive in terms of custom. Obviously you gotta get the thread and the extra fabric and stuff to do all of that. You can also do like additional accessories, such as my Boji. He has like a magnetic crown. I don't really know like other extras, but I just thought of that. Other sellers of plushies. So these are people that mainly sell or kind of are more associated around social media like Twitter and Instagrams, and this can go many ways, mainly 4 ways. So the first one you have is the people who kind of do like the under-the-counter transactions, sorta. So if you're familiar with the K-pop photo card sellers / group people, this is basically that. So you just DM them saying, oh, I want that, and then they'll be like, alright, it's this much, here's the like authenticity of it, here's how the condition is of it, etc, etc. And then you just give them like your PayPal, they'll send you an invoice of like how much money they want, or like whatever you discussed. Then you'll pay that, then they'll ship it to you. With or without shipping, it depends on them. But obviously this is the most trickiest option, because compared to being on the e-com's website, aside from possibly getting scammed, this will also depend on where the seller is from, so the payment and shipping will be different. You may end up paying more than necessary. The accounts that do this kind of system for the plushie at least seem to be more in Chinese, Korean, I may have saw a Japanese one. I think there are some English-based ones, but I don't put my energy into those because I kind of in general fall option number 2 more, which is those that have a site of their own, so not really on eBay and Etsy, and they use social media to promote. So they post more regularly and have a higher possibility of posting characters that I want. I only know this because I messaged them asking them like, hey, are you planning to release a Zoro? Are you planning to release a Luffy, etc. So that's only because I ask. So for example, some people of this is like, you can be name on the title, name on the screen, I can't pronounce for shit, but you can be, this is a person I follow mostly, and they are pretty good at posting a lot, and they have some hope for me at least for this Luffy I want, or at least get a Luffy. They are mainly a Filipino group order team. I think it's a team. I'm assuming they're mostly team based on how this kind of works out. But they also ship internationally. The way that you order for them is a little bit different. So you order from their website, but instead of paying at checkout, you basically pay later because they're going to send you an invoice on how much they want you to pay them. You're paying in installments because right now I was able to get one of their Luffys, and the baseline right now is $18. And I'm sure they're gonna message me later and be like, here, here's another invoice to pay for shipping and handling. For how they do their listings, they have a lot of pre-orders and a lot of on-hand orders. They update their on-hand category / listing, I guess, pretty regularly. I would say every few weeks or so. And then they always have a bunch of pre-orders. Now, Canby does a lot of like K-pop stuff as well. A little bit of anime stuff and yaoi stuff. I would say it's mostly K-pop, but if you're looking for like Genshin Impact, Haikyuu, maybe some One Piece and stuff, they do pretty good at that. Another plug I want to say is Plush Wonderland. I don't have the best experience with them so far. They seem to like be reliable. I don't really see much about them like review-wise. They don't post on social media too much, as much as like Canby. They're not really full transparent on what's going on. Canby has a full spreadsheet of like everything that's coming in, everything that's been shipped, everything that's... They're very organized. So that's why it's a little bit shady about my experience. I bought something from them. I was real excited for it, and then they gave me a refund saying I bought it when it was sold out. I will probably keep trying to look at their website to see if they update their stuff. They told me that they are going to let me know when the Luffy plushie gets back in stock. Shop at your own discretion. I'm not trying to like blacklist these people and say like don't buy from them. I'm just like giving you them as a resource if you do want to try them out. And then the final plug is TTAGSX. I know they're like on Etsy, but they also started doing more promoting on their like Twitter. A third way that you can get plushies or try to look for plushies through social media is the warehouse process, which is basically where you shop on these country-specific e-commerce websites. They're kind of like eBay and AliExpress, I guess, but you're getting help through this organization. This is its own beast, and I don't really know whether or not to recommend it or not, because I did a little bit of research and it was confusing, so you gotta do that part on your own. I have some links about it in the description, so if you are curious and you want to try to shop on like a Korean website or a Chinese website, I tried to do it, but I'm like, that sounds like more money and more work. And then the last way, like actual artists designing their own product, but production wise they're going through like an outside company. And so the best example of this is Yuzu Ramen with her Dr. Stone stuff, or with their Dr. Stone stuff. And this new person, I started following them recently, is called Studio Peiji. Shipping. No one likes shipping. But you gotta talk about it. I'm here to warn you about it a little bit. So, at least for eBay sellers, first of all, most of them are from either China or Hong Kong. So the shipping may be expensive, so ask for combined shipping. I beg you, ask for combined shipping. I have not experienced it yet, like I did, but they didn't have an item in stock the second I asked. But you can try it, and I hope it works out for you. Let me know how it goes. Most of the products also, they are not on-hand items. So it's a pre-order basically. And as I said before, they can take 3 to maybe 5 months to maybe longer, depending on the production, how much is being made. Of course, there's also COVID when you guys think about it as well. But then like COVID's gonna affect even more because it has to ship. Be like additional 1 to 2 months wait. So that's eBay. For Etsy, this depends on the seller. TTAGSX will state if it's a pre-order or a hand-on product, but they usually only have one of that hands-on product. So you gotta think about it really quick if you want it or not, because it will be gone. Some of them on TTAGSX come back in stock. I think mainly the Jujutsu Collections ones because they're super popular, but some of them don't. So you better grab it while it's hot, because I was a victim of this and it sucks because the one I wanted that I was thinking about was super rare. For shipping wise, at least for TTAGSX, they do combined shipping. So when it comes to clothes, if you get over like $35, get free shipping, and all their plushies are free, or free shipping. That is for me. Probably the free shipping might be different from your country. For expensive shipping, the Yuzu Ramen, and that's where I got my Senku from, and they're from Hong Kong. So I recommend going through all their products, and this can be for anybody else who has expensive shipping. You get everything kind of one go. I know like Yuzu's planning to make more like Dr. Stone dolls. I might never to like cut down on shipping too much, but for now, if they have like charms or stickers or prints, I recommend to go through all of that and add them to your cart before checking out. From my experience, I wanted their Xeno and Stanley charms, which were kind of like basically regional locked. They weren't available to be shipped to my country, but because I was getting their Senku plush, which wasn't region locked, I asked them if to add the charms to the order, and it all worked out. That concludes the informational part of this video. As always, I will link every website I mentioned today in the description below, or in the corner if it's video stuff. Why am I so obsessed, and why should you be so obsessed? So again, they're such better quality. I will kind of go more into detail in the unboxing, but these are also rare because it kind of gives you like that figure hunter / figure collector mindset where you are on the hunt and trying to find these dolls. So if you're like into that kind of satisfying for the hunt, looking for these like cute things, definitely it. I've been so obsessed with checking my phone constantly. I feel so bad for it. I think also in general it's a genius concept to dress up chibi anime characters. We love chibis. We all love plushies, I know we do. Once these hit, they're gonna be everywhere. And this kind of leads to the aesthetic that everyone's been into recently, where because of COVID and stuff, we're locking their home, right? There's been this big boom of like aesthetic anime / game room / office room, and even like bookshelves, like kind of how I have right here. It's very messy right now. There's a big boom of like making things aesthetic and pretty with like pastel lights and whatever stuff that people do nowadays. I'm not really into that stuff, but if you are, these are definitely like the perfect item for that. I have no regrets in dropping $500. That being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something new today. Follow me on Instagram. I'm doing a bunch of like anime content on there. I started doing this Instagram live stream where I talk about anime and manga and the stuff related to anime and manga. Like these, I'm going to start talking about these now. I've been keeping these a secret for the longest time. I want to be the first person to kind of post about these, on at least the western side. Now, I'll leave credits to people who have done videos on YouTube about them for these anime characters. I completely ignored the whole fact, but there's also K-pop dolls. That's just like its own thing. I did not include anything about that. Just mentioned that the origin, at least for this. But if you're into K-pop as well, there's also that, and there's also a community for it. I think a bigger community for it on YouTube. But I forgot what I was like talking about. So I will be talking about these plushies more on Instagram. I'll be having them on stream with me. I'll be posting pictures of them on my Instagram. Take care. Good morning, good night, good evening, good afternoon. I hope you guys are staying safe, stay sane, and I will see you on Instagram. No shame.